right, now we're going to look at topic number 40. I've got topic number 40 pretty much laid out already. There's just one new thing that we have to do. When we separate this into two different equations, not only do we have to do one side, if this is an inequality, not only do we have to do one side negative and one side positive, like you can see that I have, but we also have to flip the sign on the other one. So the one that's positive, we're going to keep the sign the same like it was in the original problem. And on this one, when we flip it negative, we also have to flip the sign. This is kind of like, if you remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative, we have to flip the sign. So if we're changing this side to a negative, we actually also have to flip the sign there. And you'll find out that once we graph it, it should make sense, which I haven't done yet, but we're going to do that at the end. So after I solve them, so I've flipped my sign on this one and I've made it a negative. We're going to subtract 4 from both sides, and that's basically it. What we're left with here is x plus 2 for one of them, and then x is greater than, I think I said that wrong. X is less than 2 for the first one, and x is greater than negative 10 for the second one. If I graph these quick, you can see why this works. Let me try again. So here's my graph. Negative 10 is down there, and 2 is right there. They're both going to be open circles, and its x is less than 2, so our arrow is going to be pointing that way, and x is greater than negative 10, so our arrow is going to be pointing that way. So actually on this one, my board's being a little laggy today. They're going to connect like that. So everything in between those two should work. And you could test it out. You could test out like negative 9 into there. Negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5. If you take the absolute value of negative 5, you'll get a positive 5. And yes, 5 is less than 6. So that works. Same thing up here on this end. If we were to test a 1 out, 1 plus 4 is also 5, and 5 is less than 6. So everything between there should work. Everything outside is not going to work. Let's go on to topic number 41. Topic number 41 I have almost laid out for us as well. The only difference here is when we drop our absolute value symbols. Well, actually, there's not much. There's nothing different. It just looks a little different. So we still have to change our inequality symbol around. We still have to change that number to a negative. But other than that, it's the same thing. And then it's just solving. And I skipped a few steps here to get to my answers, but you should be able to get there, solving inequalities. And then we can plot those on our graph. So we'll have 2 and 4. And it says x is greater than or equal to 4. So that's going to be a closed circle, and greater than is that way. And we can have a closed circle down here as well with the arrow pointing that way. So there's my graph. And you can check to make sure. You can check 3. Plug in 3 really quick. If I plug in 3, the number 3, 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. And 0 is not greater than or equal to 5 like it says there. So that wouldn't work. Everything else should work, though. Everything outside, like a 1, if you plug that in, I'm not going to go through any more plugging in. You guys can do that on your own. If you plug in 1 or if you plug in 5, they're both going to work. Topic number 42. Okay, so I don't have anything set up on this because we have to do a couple things first. We have to get that absolute value by itself. So I would add 4 to both sides first. If I add 4 to both sides, I get 48 over here. And then I'm going to divide by 8. So 48 divided by 8 is 6. So doing all this work in my head here, but I should end up with w plus 3 with absolute values around it is greater than 6 after you've got that by itself. Then it's just the same problem that we've been doing. It's the same exact problem as topic number 40. So I could just kind of stop there, but I'll set it up at least for you. And then you could, if you're not sure what to do next, go back to topic 40 in this video and watch how it ends. But my setup for this will be w plus 3 is greater than 6, just like it says in the question, without the absolute values. And then for my second one, it's going to be w plus 3 is less than negative 6. So those are your two equations. Solve them, graph them, and you should be good to go. All right. I thought we had one more topic to do. Is that all of them? That may be all of the topics. I'm not sure if I'm missing one, but if I do miss one, there'll be another video. If not, there we go. We are finished with Unit 1.